Tehran will burn, warns Israel, even as Iran threatens US, UK bases where conflict stands. A direct military conflict between Iran and Israel escalated dramatically this week, with both nations exchanging missiles and drones, causing significant casualties and damage. As of Saturday, June 14, the fighting remained intense, prompting widespread international alarm. Israel's defense minister, Israel Katz, warned that Tehran will burn if Iran continues its missile attacks. Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khomeini, vowed continued punishment for Israel and warned that any country assisting Israel, such as the US and UK, would see their regional bases and ships targeted. Iran's ambassador to the United Nations reported 78 fatalities from Israeli attacks. Iranian state media confirmed the deaths of several high-ranking military and nuclear figures, including General Hossein Salami, Commander-in-Chief of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps IRGC, Major General Mohammad Bagheri, Chief of Staff of the Iranian Armed Forces, 2 additional deputy commanders and 9 senior Iranian nuclear scientists. 2 people were killed and 5 wounded in an Israeli attack on Iran's western province of Hamdan. Further, Israel's airstrikes against Iran on Friday claimed lives of 60 people, including 20 children. Iran reported over 320 people wounded in the Israeli attacks, with the overwhelming majority being civilians. Satellite imagery revealed extensive damage to the electrical power supply infrastructure at the Natanz enrichment plant. The IAEA confirmed internal radiological and chemical contamination at Natanz, but stated external radiation levels remained normal. Air defense systems at the Fordow nuclear site suffered limited damage. Major missile bases, air defense systems, and military installations across Iran were hit. Residential areas in Tehran suburbs, including Robat Karim, Bahirstan, Malad, Sharray, and the Shahid Shamran Noboniad complex linked to Iran's Ministry of Defense, were also struck. Extensive damage was reported in multiple Iranian cities, including Tehran, Isfahan, and Tabriz. Iran's semi-official Tasnim news agency reported a fire at Tehran's Mehrabad International Airport. Israeli authorities confirmed at least 3 civilian deaths. 2 people were killed and 19 injured when an Iranian missile hit residential buildings in Rishon LeZion, near Tel Aviv. 2 further civilian deaths and around 19 injuries were reported in central Israel, including areas near Ramat Gan and Tel Aviv. 3 Palestinian children in the West Bank were reportedly injured by a missile likely fired by Iran's Houthi allies from Yemen. Israel's paramedic service, Magen David Adom MDA, reported dozens of injuries. Initial waves of Iranian missiles wounded at least 34 people, with the second wave injuring 7 more. In total, over 90 injuries were reported. Several homes in central Israel, particularly in Rishon LeZion and the Ramat Gan area of Tel Aviv, sustained heavy damage. Significant damage was reported at the Kiryat compound in Tel Aviv, which houses Israel's military headquarters and Ministry of Defense. The current phase of confrontation began early on Friday, June 13, when Israel launched Operation Rising Lion, a large-scale air offensive targeting Iranian nuclear and military facilities. Israeli officials stated the operation aimed to degrade, destroy, and remove the threat of Iran's nuclear weaponization. Described as Israel's biggest ever air offensive against Iran, over 200 Israeli fighter jets participated in the initial strikes, hitting hundreds of targets deep inside Iran. The above-ground sections of the Natanz enrichment plant were hit, causing extensive damage to its electrical power supply infrastructure. Iran confirmed limited damage to the air defense systems at its Fordow nuclear site. The IAEA confirmed internal radiological and chemical contamination at Natanz, but stated that external radiation levels remained normal. Strikes also targeted major missile bases, air defense systems, and military installations across Iran. Reports indicate Israel also struck dozens of missile launchers within Iran and targeted senior Iranian military and nuclear leadership. Iranian state media confirmed the deaths of top military commanders, including General Hossein Salami and Major General Mohammad Bagheri. 2 additional high-ranking generals and 9 senior nuclear scientists were also confirmed killed. Israel utilized advanced fighter jets, likely F-15S, F-16S, and F-35S for airstrikes, delivering precision-guided munitions. There were also reports of Mossad operatives using covered drones and smuggled precision weapons within Iran to hit specific targets and neutralize air defenses. Iran responded with waves of long-range missiles and drones, continuing into Saturday, June 14. While Iran claimed to have launched hundreds of ballistic missiles, Israel stated the number was fewer than 100 ballistic missiles and over 100 drones, many of which were intercepted. Air defense sirens sounded across Israel as explosions rocked neighborhoods. Iranian missiles targeted Tel Aviv and other central and northern areas of Israel, including the highly sensitive Kiryat compound in Tel Aviv. Israel's multi-layered air defense system Iron Dome, David Sling, Arrow 2 and 3, aided by the US, UK, and France, intercepted most projectiles. However, some penetrated Israeli defenses. Israeli authorities confirmed at least 3 civilian deaths and dozens of injuries. Homes in central Israel were severely damaged. 2 additional civilian deaths and around 19 injuries were reported on Saturday in central Israel. 3 Palestinian children in the West Bank were injured by a missile likely fired by Iran's Houthi allies from Yemen. Iran used its arsenal of ballistic missiles, example Ahmad, Hidra, Khybarshikan, and various drones, example Shahd series. Iranian state media also reported shooting down Israeli drones near Salmas. Swipe left for next video. The conflict caused major disruptions to commercial aviation, with airspace closures impacting flight routes. World leaders, including Pope Leo, called for immediate de-escalation and restraint from both sides, fearing a wider, destabilizing regional war. The directness and lethality of this week's exchanges mark a perilous new escalation in a long-standing rivalry. With agency inputs, latest blogs.